This is the Argon News Network, where today, it's 2025 already. G'day, 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 you absolute bunch of bloody legends. Loser Bum back on your screen with some single take, low script, low quality, single board, 8-bit retro vintage computer content. And the reason I'm making this video, first one of 2025 right here, right now, amongst others, apart from the fact that I love you all, is that I got this kind little email 3 and a bit weeks ago from the lovely people at the YouTube Partner Program saying, hey, make more content, slave, right? Because you got to do 3 videos every 90 days, otherwise you lose your status. And to be clear, I haven't even reached monetization status after doing this for a while, but even the crummy little status I have is at risk if I don't publish some content. So this is some absolutely shameless farming, and there'll be a couple of more videos in the next days. That's the price. That's the price of being an international celebrity. So why was there less content? Well, this kind of happened. I sort of got married on the 19th of December. The video's on the channel. Yeah, I got married in Nigeria, in Lagos. It was quite an adventure. The wife is the one on the left there, the bride. And it was very exciting. So yeah, that's kind of distracting. And something, 8-bit, was just not the right thing. I also had a bit of, a bit of a sort of video to YouTubers block. Just couldn't find the inspiration or the priority. But here we are. Couple of bits of information just scraped together for this video. So there's this guy called Bitroit.dev. I found him on the old Blue Sky there, and if I read the messages correctly, basically he's got an Argon. He's decided he's teaching himself assembler from scratch. Apparently 6 months ago he didn't know anything about Z80 assembler, and his mission is to program Pacman. And he's got some graphics, as you can see here on the screen. Hang on, I think I can full screen this. He's got some ghosts. It's running the current thing, Bitroit.dev, but that's on an actual website. So this is all I have. There's no GitHub. I don't know, is he rebuilding it from scratch and it's a copy? Or is he using the Z80 code? I think Pacman was Z80, don't know. But hey, well done. Maybe there is a future AgonTV games review in the works. So well done, Mr. Bitroit. This is him. Not much information, but there we go. Somebody who's much more familiar to us, Dean Belfield, Mr. Break Into Programming himself, recently just dropped BBC Basic version V or version 5 for the Argon Lite, and I was following this on Blue Sky. Dean is somewhat verbose sometimes, and it felt subjectively, it probably didn't exactly happen like that. On Friday there was a message, yeah, the missus isn't around this weekend, think I'm gonna go and dig into this BBC Basic 5 for the Argon, and by Sunday evening it's like, yeah, it's already working, gotta fiddle with the file IO a little bit. It's like, what the f are you talking about, right? There's 48 hours and you've just forklifted this entire thing and it's working. Yeah, that's how Dean rolls. So well done. We are always grateful to have him from the community. Remember, he's the man who wrote the original mods, the original BDP. The machine wouldn't be here without us. Other people have taken on the development of that, but yeah, dropped another BBC Basic. What does that mean? The BBC Basic 5, I guess it's this one. It actually says V, so V for victory. Or maybe it's like the Unix system 5, it's the big one. From what I understand from this table from the old Book of the Face is that it adds certain things to keywords to the language, like while loops, if then else, always a nice state, case, endcase, right, switch statements. No idea what a whole array operation and these other things are, but hey, it's another basic. Maybe I'll do a review at some point. Now, the person who wrote the BBC Basic is Richard T. Russell, a gentleman with his own Wikipedia page, which I swear to God he didn't write himself. No, I suspect not. Been around for a long time. I always thought he invented the BBC Basic because I see his name. According to the Wikipedia, it says BBC says Basic for Windows, which I sometimes use, and the Z80 and MS-DOS. So maybe it's more those versions rather than the old 6502 versions. But anyway, so that's the man himself, and the BBC System 5 version 5, which we just looked at, is one of his. So apparently, I guess Mr. Richard Russell heard, hey, my Basic has made it on this weird new thing called an Argon. If I look at the timing, he started posting late last year or in January on Facebook. Maybe he got one for Christmas. And unfortunately, the Argon has slightly shat the bed because he's probably, if I understand correctly, has ordered two different two different keyboards for the Argon, and neither of them work. And as you can see from this post, he's getting rather short in patience about that. Why isn't this thing working? Is it a hardware fault? Is it a firmware fault? Justified question. I actually don't know why it happens. Reminder. The Argon uses, from a protocol perspective, a so-called PS2 keyboard, right? The old ones with the round plugs from way back then, before USB was a thing. But the physical connector is a USB plug, so that existed. However, these are two different things, right? A PS2 is a very simple serial protocol, which is very simple to implement, which is why it was chosen for the Argon. The USB is this whole complicated thing with handshakes, and you identify yourself and whatever. Argon ain't got the processing power for that. So you might remember from one of my very first videos, I just made my own keyboard. I found this old keyboard which had one of the round plugs, cut off the cable, found a broken USB thing, cut off the cable, twiddled the 4 little wires in hand. By now I've soldered them, but the initial one was literally strip them with your teeth, twist the 4 wires together, wrap some sticky tape around it, and it just works. So it's really unfortunate that Mr. Russell, we wouldn't be where we are without him, right? The accessibility of BBC Basic definitely was a factor in boosting, at least initially, the adoption of the Argon, and the man can't get a keyboard to work. Now, from what I can see on Facebook, people are offering to help, are offering to send him compatible keyboards, which they don't need. There's a compatibility list, and I please support this effort. By next Friday, I want Mr. Richard Teves Russell front room to look like this, floor to ceiling with tested compatible Argon USB keyboards. This has got to be possible because I very much like to see. Maybe we can get some more information or insights or opinions, views about from somebody who was there when the scrolls were written, right? Who knows this thing inside out and might have some insight what our little clunky little open source computer with the slightly defective PS2 interface could bring and what one could do with it, which we haven't thought of yet. All right, enough of the farming, I think, for today. Big notice, we've updated loserbum.com, the massive web application. No, it's static website. It's not an application. I incremented the 2025 on the copyright notice, which is meaningless, and I noticed that this website is so old school that this is the logo for Blue Sky, right? When I joined Blue Sky, nobody knew it. I joined Blue Sky and Mastodon. Now it's a thing, right? They picked up like 10 million users in one day because of reasons and other social media sites. So today I loaded a new logo here today, so you can follow me on Blue Sky, interact with me, follow me on Mastodon. I find them great resources to find information. For instance, some guy who is doing Pacman in assembler. Why the hell not? Anyway, having said all that, I would like to close by saying the usual, which is remember to like, share, and subscribe if you like this kind of content. Remember to tell your friends to like, share, and subscribe if you like this sort of content. No Patreon yet. What else? That's it for this one. I'm Loserbum. You're all a bunch of bloody legends. You're about to face a very interesting year 2025, maybe on the channel, definitely in real life, and I am out of here.